You don't want to watch this, go check out the channel. There's plenty of gaming content coming as well as posted recently. I wanted to talk in this video about getting back into therapy. And I know for a lot of people, you're resistant to therapy, you don't like it, you don't think it'll help you. I was that person for a really, really long time. But I have been in and out of therapy for the majority of my life, and I know a lot of people are going to point their finger and laugh and say, Boogie, you're an unmitigated disaster. So if you're in therapy, clearly it doesn't work. And to that I say, it has worked. And the way that you know it has worked is because I'm still breathing, man. I'm still above ground. It's a damn miracle, honestly, with all the things I've gone through and the way I felt in the past. If it wasn't for having somebody in my corner, someone to listen, if it wasn't for the medications that I take, I think it's a miracle I'm still here. And I truly think therapy is what kept me here. Medication's really weird because if you get the wrong one, and it's very easy to get the wrong one, it's going to make things worse and not better. I experienced that early on with like early Prozac derivatives in the 90s, and it wasn't until 2019 we finally found one that works for me, and that's sertraline, which is Zoloft. And then recently with this new therapist, we've added Wellbutrin to it, and a lot of the side effects I was getting from Zoloft have been taken away by Wellbutrin, and I'm feeling like happier and more motivated and less hungry. Wow, that's a big one. I'm still eating everything in sight because, you know, I'm an idiot, but I feel less inclined to do so, so I'm probably eating less of it. Likewise, finding the same therapist is a real crapshoot. If you get the wrong therapist, not only do you waste time, not only do you waste money, but it can make things worse for a little while. And that's a risky thing to do. You have to treat going to therapy like dating. You really do. As soon as you see a red flag, as soon as you realize you're not compatible, you got to get out of there and you got to find someone that is compatible. Otherwise, you're just going to be miserable. They're going to be miserable too. You can't be afraid to walk away from a therapist to find someone who fits you better. That's the prompt of this video. The first of which is the fact that for the longest time, even after my divorce, I was pretty resistant to therapy. I was doing it, I was going through the motions, but I wasn't really doing the work. I was mostly just venting once a week, and that was useful, it was helpful, but it didn't fix anything. Nothing was going to get fixed doing that. And when I was young, I was just an angry, bitter person, and I wanted to stay angry. I wanted to stay bitter. I wanted to stay hurt. I don't know why. That just felt like who I was. I had no clue that there was I had no clue there was forgiveness in my heart. I had no clue that there was a future where I loved other people and cared about other people and wanted to help other people. 16-year-old me just was so angry, so hurt, very distant from who I am today. So I guess I must have done a lot more work than I give myself credit for. A big part of doing the work, it might help until you can get there. The other thing I wanted to talk about in this video is a discovery I made in therapy this week. And my therapist asked me why I cared so much about what other people think. And if you guys know me at all, if you followed my story over the last few years, you know I completely self-destructed based on what Reddit and Kiwi Farms and other YouTubers thought about me. And it was bad, man. I talked to a bunch of people I shouldn't have talked to. I responded to a bunch of stuff that I shouldn't have responded to. Hell, I just straight up lied sometimes to try to get these people off of my back, try to give them an answer that I thought would make them leave me alone. Of course it never did. It just made things worse. And I think most YouTubers and content creators, hell, just most adults know better, but I didn't, and we talked about why that is. And if you know me at all, it really comes down to one word, and that word is confidence, and my complete lack thereof. If somebody points a finger at me and says, hey, you're a narcissist, I will rush to therapy and talk to a therapist about that because I need to know, am I actually a narcissist? I don't know. I genuinely don't even know. So somebody tells me that I'm a manipulator. I rush to therapy. Am I being manipulative? Do I have manipulative tools in my toolbox? How do I fix them? How do I get better? And it's so scary for me. It's so, because the one thing I don't want to do in the world is hurt other people. And sometimes, because I'm just a big dumb idiot, sometimes I do. And I hate that, man. I fucking hate it. So in this session of therapy, I did the sugaring thing for a while, and I don't want to get close enough to hurt anybody. I don't want to get close enough to get hurt myself because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm fumbling my way through it. I'm a lot more confident these days than I used to be. A lot of life experience has taught me a lot of things, but I still don't have any confidence in it. I really don't. And I'm going to have to earn that if I want to get better. I'm absolutely going to have to learn it. So that's the new focus for therapy. Hurrah! I mean, I don't like that person very much. I think that's another reason I lack confidence too, is because I've never really liked me very much. But I'm learning to. I'm learning to. I think there's way more good in me than there is bad. I think I'm probably a good person. I wasn't always. I hate 16-year-old me. Shit, I hate me from 2019. But part of building confidence is learning to forgive myself. So let's start with that. I don't know if you guys are interested in tracking my therapy with me through this. Like, I think when I have breakthroughs like this, I would like to come and journal it here and share it with you, and maybe you'll get a better understanding of me. Maybe you'll get a better understanding of yourself. Maybe I could serve as a good example on some days, but I'm also okay with just serving as a bad example and showing you what not to do. So if nothing else, learn these things about me. Don't be resistant to therapy. Give it a shot. Don't be afraid to walk away from a therapist that doesn't match you. Don't be afraid to take a different medication if the one that you're taking doesn't work. And learn to love yourself and learn to have confidence in your decisions, your actions, your choices, and the person that you are. I'm not saying be a narcissist. I'm not saying I'm the perfect person. I know what I always change, always get better. But when you make those steps, when you make those changes, learn to love it, man. Learn to forgive.